Are you really recording right now? Here at the Coliseum? You're running the battery down. You've noticed that, right? That's gonna be how my video starts.
The Samnite warriors used their swords only to wound the Roman soldiers, not kill them, to send them back wounded to the other ranks.
That's interesting. We're here at the Gladiator Museum in Rome. And looking at some of the, throughout the history of the Coliseum, looking at some of the equipment used by the gladiators. Really big variation here of equipment.
This is the
Arms and
Roman
armor.
who fought the Samnites.
Which one's the Roman? This is the Roman here. Representing the most used helmet in the Republic age.
The sound that these would make when he walked with the army would deter the enemy.
So just the sound scared people of the chainmail.
Horsehair crest on the helmet.
Wine sack or water bag, wine skin. First century AD Triarius. These spikes were actually considerably longer when they actually wore these shoes. These are pretty period correct, but these spikes could be up to 1 inch or 2 or 3 inches long even, to allow them to stand their ground when using the shield.
That's made from just a bunch of layers of linen stacked together and glued.
One of the early Roman hoplite armors here, with just linen, glued linen, which is similar to a micarta that we use to this day in knife handles, but they were using it for armor many years ago. Early hoplite sword. Continuing to show some of the period correct gladiators. The gladiator represents the pinnacle of swordsmanship of equal and opposing forces, to such a degree that they were considered an experimental corps in the legions of Rome. Their armament was that of the scutari, with good protection and a sword. He had a short ochrea on the left leg and a cardiophylax breastplate to protect his chest, like this one here. The helmet is usually of the Gallic type and evolved with a frontal guard and neck guard. On the sides, there are always cups for the two long colored feathers. This is the provocateur. Secutor here. The gladiatorial figure seems to be the evolution over time of the Samnite. The secutor, which historically only appears in the imperial era, is closely linked to the title of Contratarius or Rotarius, and was his only real adversary. His smooth, simple Galea helmet was made so that it would slide off without it catching the net, or the god of Neptune. The armament of the secutor consists of a sword and a large shield, a short ochrea on the left leg, and a padded short-sleeve chiroteca glove here to protect the hand. To protect the throat, a guard made of metal or hardened leather, sometimes polygonal in shape, with various points. Rotarius is the gladiator. Stands out because of his total lack of classic armor. Fought almost naked, in preference for simple weapons like the trident and net. This is the evolution of helmets here. Vermillo is protected by a large rectangular shield. Which made him part of the Scutari family, like the secutor. He has the same short, strong shin guards and a padded sleeve stuffed with layers of linen or hard leather. This type of gladiator from Gaul later disappeared from the chronicles recounting fights. He was so heavily armed that if he fell, it was difficult for him to get up again. This lack of flexibility in the fight rendered him so vulnerable that he was removed from shows in the arena. The audience in the amphitheater wanted real balanced fights which allowed them to enjoy themselves and get involved. This is what it might look like, a view from your cage into the arena. Gladiators were mostly slaves, and it was pretty much a myth that they would have fought for any extended period of time as free men seeking glory. If they did, it was for very brief periods or one or two fights. Here's one of the cages that they may have been kept in. A recreation.